Right, let's do it. Let's do our first video back. Hello guys and welcome to another video. My name's Mark, I'm an entrepreneur and property investor, and in today's video we're going to be talking, in fact, I'm just going to be giving you a bit of a life update, but beyond that I'm going to be talking a little bit about property investing, what I think is going on currently, and why I think now may still be a really good time to get involved in property investing. So if you like this sort of conversation, if you like this sort of channel, give this video a big like. It really does help me out with the algorithm. I am committing today that I am coming back to YouTube. I'm going to be recording at least 3 times a week, so I'll be uploading on a Monday, Wednesday and a Friday, and I'll be bringing as much finance related content to you guys as I possibly can. Now, also on top of that, if you want to book, I'm bringing back the free 15-minute conversation with me. I did over 150 of those in the space of about 4 weeks when I was doing that. So if you want to speak to me personally on Zoom, free 15-minute conversation, one-on-one, we can talk about anything you want. Click the link in the description and go to contact us on my website. You can then book a call with me and we can have a 15-minute conversation completely free of charge. There is nothing that I want from you other than for you to enjoy this content and for us to all get rich together. So that's the intro completely over and done with. Let's get stuck into what's been going on, what I think is going on in the property market, and also what I've been doing over in Dubai. So I've been here for about a year now, so from April to April for my first tax year, I've been living in Dubai. I'm really enjoying it. We're looking at potentially moving my family out very shortly, potentially in September. I spent a lot of time on planes going from here to France because I've got a house in France and it doesn't affect the days that I spend in the UK, but also visiting the family in the UK as and when I can. They've also been coming out, so it's been a very busy time. But what I would say is Dubai, for anybody who's interested, is a fantastic place to live. We're talking about exceptional service, anything you want, whenever you want, and the safest city I have ever lived in. I mean, I feel no threat. And it's really sad, actually. You know, when I go back to the UK, if I'm wearing my Rolex, I feel like I have to take it off and change for a different watch. So as soon as I leave here and I'm heading to the UK, or if I'm heading to Paris, then I take this watch off and I put something else on a little bit cheaper. And that's a really sad state of affairs, really. But there's so many reports, people getting these ripped off their wrists, stabbed over a bit of money. I don't want to risk it. So for me, Dubai, completely safe. I never feel under threat whatsoever. And the service is top notch. And I'll prove that right now in the video. And this video is going to pretty much be a one-taker. So that means that I'm going to record, edit, and it will probably be about 10 minutes long. And right now, at the beginning of this video, I'm going to order 6 Coke Zeros from Noon, which is a delivery app, and it's going to cost me about £2.50, and they're going to come to my door before I finish this video in 10 minutes. So let me do that right now. Noon, you can see that we're doing it. Get the delivery done. Oh, I have to order 2 for free delivery, so I've ordered 2. Here we go. It says it's going to be 14 minutes. This video isn't going to be 14 minutes, so it's going to have to be quicker than that. And the order is done. So yeah, Dubai, in my opinion, absolutely fantastic service, absolutely fantastic place to live. If you're interested, I would highly recommend coming and having a look around. There's only a couple of drawbacks. One is it is incredibly hot at the moment. I'll take a screenshot. Today it's 40 degrees, tomorrow it'll be 40 degrees. So it is incredibly hot, but you do get used to it. Now, let's get onto the finance sort of stuff, because living in Dubai has really helped me with tax. So if I was earning in the UK, let's say for example, about £10,000 a month, 120 grand, and I'm not going to disclose exactly how much I'm earning, but let's say that's a number, and I may be north of that, I may be south of that, but let's use £10,000 as an example. In the UK, I would only take home around about £6,300, and I've done the calculation quickly, as you could imagine, £6,345. So I would be spending a whopping £3,700 odd on tax every single month. Now in Dubai, it is completely tax-free for income. So if I was earning £10,000 a month, I'd be saving 3,000 something pounds a month. If I was earning £20,000 a month, then the difference gets far more drastic. So on £240,000 a year, the tax that you would be paying on that is the best part of £7,800 a month. The national insurance, another 567. So you're talking about £8,000 a month just going on tax. So if I was earning £20,000 a month, it would essentially pay me £8,000 grand a month just to live in Dubai. Now there are some costs associated with here. Although it's tax-free, it's not fees-free. So my visa, for example, costs me about £1,000 a year. My business to be set up here costs me a couple of £1,000s a year. Medical insurance costs me about £1,000 a year. But beyond that, it is completely tax-free. So I have a sort of fixed base cost, if you like, for living here for the basics of about £4,000, £5,000 a year, and everything else that I save in tax is a massive saving to me. So what does that mean? Well, obviously coming out of COVID, I've been laden with debt. I run a taxi business in the UK. That taxi business, obviously stay at home, don't go out, don't do anything, took a massive hit during COVID. And I personally took on a lot of debt as well as my business, but we've been able to pay a lot of that down. So that debt pile has gone from several £100,000s down to about £70,000 for me personally. So that means that I've been able to put that money that I was going to have to pay in tax straight to work, paying down that debt, which a lot of it was at high interest rates during that time. Now, I've also been able to do some investing. So we've recently bought another property up in Sheffield. I'll give you the numbers on that. We paid about £107,000 for it. We put about £6,000 or £7,000 into it, and it's rented out for about £950 a month. So that is another really, really good return on investment. We're looking at about 10%, which I'm very, very happy on. And we secured a bit of a discount when we bought it, which obviously makes the numbers stack up a little bit nicer when we come to refinancing. The rest of my property portfolio, however, we are not making much money on at all. And the reason is interest rates. And a lot of landlords have had the same problem, right? Unless we're buying today at reasonable prices, or if we've got historical legacy tenancies in place where the rents are a little bit cheaper, and in order to kick out the tenant and put a new tenant in, it's going to cost us a lot of extra money because we might have it vacant, we might have to do a little mini refurb. It just doesn't quite make it worthwhile. I've gone from making nearly £8,000, £9,000, £10,000 a month in my property portfolio to down to about, I would say, £3,500, £4,000 a month. So that's a big hit on the monthly amount of money that's coming in. But with property, as you know, that is not the whole picture. The whole picture has to include the capital appreciation. And since 2020 to now, capital appreciation on property has taken place. Let me give you the exact figure. I'll Google it right now. Since 2020, so in 2020, the average house price, according to this statistic I've got in front of me, was £301,000. And today in 2024, it sits just over £335,000. So on a portfolio like mine of about £3 million, we've made about 10% on it, so about 300 grand. And I've recently gone through and done all my valuations, and it would look like we've made about 300 grand over the last 4 years or so. So not as good as it has been in the past, however, we are still making money on capital appreciation as well as on rents. So it's not all doom and gloom by any stretch of the imagination. However, it is important to say it's tougher times out there for landlords. So does that mean that I'm going to stop investing in property? Absolutely not. I still am a big believer in UK property. I think that most of the forecasts are looking at 20 to 30% increases in property prices over the next 5 years. And I think it could outstrip that, because if you think about it like this, certainly house prices have risen by 10% up since 2020 and 2024. However, inflation has been around about 25% during that period of time. So 25% has come off the value of money. So my mortgages, I've got about £2 million of mortgages, in real terms have reduced by about 25%, and the increase in my capital has only been 10%. So I think there's 15% baked in there straight away. And if you look at the current economic state of the UK, families are struggling, interest rates are fairly high, not by historic terms, but certainly by recent terms and the way that people's finances are set up, and most forecasts are forecasting a drop in interest rates in the near future. And when that happens, I believe that property prices are due for a big increase. I think there's at least 15% baked in, possibly more in the very short term. We're talking 2 to 3 years. And then over the next 5 to 10 years, I expect the normal trend to continue. We still have too fewer houses for the number of people that want to live in the UK. And because of that macroeconomic environment, house prices in the UK are still set to rise, in my opinion. So I'm a big believer in I'm going to continue to buy properties in the UK. In terms of the places I'm looking to buy though, I'm not currently looking to buy down south. I'm looking to buy up north and the Midlands. So as I said, we've just bought another one up in Sheffield. I would quite happily buy 3 or 4 more of those sort of deals every single day as soon as I have the cash available. I think that those properties where they're like 100 to 150,000 pounds, they've still got a lot of price growth in them. And if interest rates come down and if an affordability isn't stretched in those areas already, those sort of areas will look more and more attractive. And you just have to look at some of the big companies that have been relocating their call centres, their operations up to Manchester, up to Liverpool, up to Sheffield. There's lots of that sort of stuff already going on. So I think in a macro environment, that looks like a very attractive option for me. So I'm going to continue to invest. I've still got 3.3 million pounds worth of properties. I'm in a fairly strong position. I'm leveraged to about 60% LTV, something like that. Obviously, I can weather any storms if they come down in prices. I've got plenty of equity in them, but I very much expect house prices to continue to increase. But this channel is always interactive, and I would love for you guys to put your comments down below. I'm going to respond to every single comment that's put on this video. In fact, I'm going to spend my time responding to every comment that's put on all my videos from now, and today is the 22nd of May, and this video will probably go out sometime next week by the time I've edited it, got the thumbnail done and all the rest. And I'm going to reply to every single comment from now until I get to 10,000 subscribers. And I'm going to make sure that I continue to do those free consultation calls. Whatever you want to talk about, we can talk about, as long as it's finance related, if it's Dubai related, anything that I've got some experience in, I can give my 2 pennies worth to you. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'm really hoping my doorbell is going to ring any single second. If it doesn't, I haven't quite proved that the noon delivery is as quick as I thought it would be. But that said, these things do happen, and what I can tell you is on my Noon app, which I'm looking at right now, it does say that the driver has arrived at your location. So I'm guessing he's going to be here any single second. But guys, as I said, if you like this video, give it a big like, subscribe if you haven't already. I'm going to be providing finance content. There we go, he did arrive. I'm going to be providing finance content Monday, Wednesday and Friday. So please subscribe, like, and I will see you on the next video. Cheers guys. Let's go and get the delivery. Thank you so much, buddy. Cheers, man. A massive bag of Coke Zeros.